We got us a team one together with Seavark as a Frost Mage. He had the chance to go Arcane, Seavark. You had the opportunity to go Arcane. But look at that skull. That's a skull of a dead man. Look at all these pharaohs, dude. Look at these pharaohs. We got ourselves Dilkek as a Fire Mage. We got ourselves it's Salty. It's Liz Salty. Gonna call you Salty. Gonna call you Salty. Gonna be Moo the cow versus Luca. First up, gonna be a Worgen Shadow Priest. Gonna be a Trinket on a Moo though. Interrupt him on Shadow. Looking for the big damage. Is an Necrolord Druid. Does he have the big setup? He got the blades definitely in there. Luca trying to go for a bit of healing. It's gonna be one eruption. No void bullets coming out of him. And it's going to be the Necrolord versus the Necrolord. The mages joining the fight, and Moo actually paying attention to the Necrolord mages. Actually, pay attention to the slime. Look at that mage's run, by the way. He sprints so fast. Siphon, he's got the pet build. The Shadow Priest surround himself with pets, with mages, with siphons, and everything. And Moo just wants to continue pumping damage to Luca. He doesn't care for the siphon. He doesn't care for Kevin Slime. He just continues to pump as much damage as he humanly can. Stunned by the Shadow Priest. Gonna be Moo, fully caught up in health. Quick roar to break the chain and move back in the cat form. Looking to continue the onslaught. A little bit of his health is still necrotic down, but he got plenty of self-heal. Big damage onto Luca. Massive bite. Got the big bleeds. Gonna be a greater fade. Does he have the interrupt skull bash onto Luca? Not a lot of the Shadow Priest has left. It looks like he does go down. As Moo the cow walking there, taking him out. Hellrock not gonna give him that niceties of just letting him have the scot-free roundabout of just running around, roaming, devouring team one. Gonna be that chimeric poison lob and the silence at Moo the cow into an interrupt onto the flesh cup. Got himself the big Korean burst. Can go for the rapid fire with the extra crit chance as Heldrock got a quick root onto Moo the cow. Barskin is up for the Druid. And Heldrock got himself as much of Kite as he can. Moo needs himself common points, needs himself finishers in order to maintain steady healing pressure. He goes, oh hi. This is going to be a quick aim shot around the corner for Heldrock as it's shown behind the pillar, sending a flurry of rapid fire versus Moo. As he's trying to get himself a bit of a regrowth. Heldrock going for his slows on the Moo. Trying to continue the damage, trying to continue the onslaught. Arcane shots back to back. With a Scare Beast to follow. Going to be Moo breaking out of it with a quick stun onto Heldrock. Looking to make some damage happen. Brutal Slash is up and running. Heldrock still unable to topple the Pharaoh. It looks like the Pharaoh might actually be able to continue trucking here. Heldrock gives himself a good go, good setup. Slime, the Kevin. Dude, Kevin Slime is the MVP of any Necrolord out there. Big Kyrian go for Heldrock. Double tap ready. Freezing trap into Moo. Looking for a big aim shot. Does he get it? Big hits, but Moo is still continuing to truck it. Barks him while in bear form. Scare Beast is actually just going to shift it to cat into a trinket out of the interrupt, out of that fear. And Heldrock with not a lot of health, only turtle shell left for him. And Moo, what is that Mog, dude? He got himself horns for horns, dude. This guy got so many horns. Quick cyclone onto the pet. And Heldrock with not a lot really left to continue trucking here. Freezing trap onto Moo. Good thing he doesn't have a trinket. If only Heldrock and only Marksman Hunters were given manning advantage, am I right, boys? Because Beastmaster Hunters got it. Survival Hunters have it. Why don't Marksman Hunters have it? You know? It just would be super helpful. Like, at least you add some sort of self-heal, or at least removal of bleeds. Right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Heldrock chill on the opposite side of the pillar. Rapid fire ready to go. As well as True Shot Aura, hopefully soon-ish. Scatter shot on to Moo. Looking for a Scare Beast. Is gonna at least get him out of form. And while in cat form, I don't think he takes any less damage, does he? Quick biting shot. Maybe we could go for a Kyrian go. Does hit him with the resonant shot. Gonna be aim shots firing, but Moo is in that bear form. Is gonna go for that frenzy region with the Barskin. Just trying to tank up something that is cooldowns out of Heldrock anyway. You might as well press Barskin while you're taking the damage, not after you've taken a lot of damage. Knockback to Moo the cow. I love that name, by the way. Moo the cow. Into a freezing trap to follow. Heldrock so far has just been... It looks like Moo barely is getting to attack Heldrock, but Heldrock's health is always kind of low, isn't it? Moo so far is just tanking through this damage, dude. Just tanking all of it. Could be potentially a good situation for him to go to bear form and flesh cut, maybe? Definitely sees Heldrock. They definitely see one another. And Heldrock potentially could have the big Kyrian go. Probably has it together with rapid fire. So in like 10 seconds, freezing trap into Moo. Into a binding shot. Into a quick aim shot. Moo's going to take a bit of a hit. But immediately bear forms it. Wall is up. Looks like he wants to commit some damage to Heldrock, but Covering the distance is going to be quite a bit, with Hellrock making such a massive rage. Big disengage to continue running. That's going to be big setup with a Kyrian go. But Moo charging at Hellrock still is going to be able to get himself a big aim shot through the wall. And Moo got himself bars, can just rotate defenses, so he just continue to truck his big chimeric poison setup onto Moo. He's going to reduce how much healing and damage he does. Staying in bear form while it's happening is going to go for a little bit of self heal. Even though that does get reduced by 25%, maybe with more with the Mortal Strike of the pet as well. Hellrock with a feign death, freeze trap. Moo chooses to go for a trick and getting the stone onto Hellrock. Finally able to get some dots with a big Kyrian go. This is going to go out of form and cat form for a second. And looks like it's going to be another main Moo just trying to end right here. Trying to get the bleeds to the Hellrock. Once he gets the bleeds, he'll be in a good spot. Kevin Slime attacking Hellrock. And Held looking to get the hell out of dodge with a quick Fellcraft behind the pillar for Moo. And Hellrock hanging out by the eye with the freezing trap for Moo. He does pick up the eye, but looks like the swarm actually does attack Hellrock because he was too close. No! Knock back on the Feral, nothing happened. Moo might have himself a Fel Rush. Feral charge potentially. Rapid fire, but Moo has himself a massive shield. He's doing A-okay. He's just going to bear form it. Hellrock dodging a bite, but I think the bleeds have set in. Quick feign death. Does he have a sippy cup? Rapid fire still flying. He doesn't want to give up, but Moo just left it with the Moonfire and get the hell out of dodge. Seawark as a Frostmage is going to have himself a hell of a game versus this guy. He did go, and Hellrock did get a lot of cooldowns out of Moo. So potentially he could be in a situation where he might be able to make something happen. Quick interrupt onto Moo the cow. That's going to be Shackles. Does he have the quick roar? Does he have a bash? Does have a roar to break it? That is going to be mirrors onto Moo. So any kind of spells he casts or auto attacks he uses is eventually going to silence him. And even switch in forms is going to do it. So he quickly goes for a re-switch in forms. Quick interrupt onto Seawark as he does have himself full Icy Veins rolling. Not even the Ice form, but Icy Veins. So I wonder what kind of a setup he's going for. Maybe not a Frostbolty, but maybe Ice Lancy build, which might be what he's playing for. Big Flurry, good shadows into Moo, but he does have a lot of health recovery, and a Mage just doesn't have any kind of Mortal Strike effect. He doesn't have anything that can reduce the amount of healing that he can reduce with Moo, except for that trinket that he used earlier. BM's bandages? Yeah, they actually added for BM bandages in 9.1, but they didn't add MM, which is weird. I don't think a lot of BM hunters use the bandages. Or, okay, let me be fair. They had bandages in PTR, so maybe they didn't make it into the live game. But last time I checked that they did. Or last time I checked that they had something for him. Ultra time is up for Seawark. As a quick roar comes out for Moo trying to get himself into clone. Actually, it's going to be clone interrupted by Seawark, looking to get big shatters onto Moo. But he doesn't really have to go after him. Seawark does give himself a haze buff with Euphoria. And actually post haze buff, he could give himself big Versa. Could potentially big damage out of it too. Does he get an advantage of it? Does he go for the big damage off it? Does get a Nova onto Moo with big shatters, trying to make the big lances fly. That is a lot of shatter damage, but Moo is just doing A-okay. Still onto that flesh scout after channeling that behind the pillar. Mirrors are up onto Moo the cow. Is eventually going to get this mirrors to proc, silence him as well as rooting him in place. Unless he goes power shifting. And Seawark is going to have to ice block. It does hold on to two ice blocks, so he's A-okay for now. That's going to move, trying to get a cycle out to Seawark, but also he got mirror images on him. Or he got the mirrors, the Venti mirrors on him, so might not want to do that. But the dot damage he does to Seawark is actually quite a lot of pressure. Even though he doesn't always get to be on top of Seawark, just putting those bleeds and letting him tick, I mean, it's quite a bit of damage over time. Trying to land a cyclone over Seawark, unable to quite commit. And Seawark with an ultra time does put himself in a decent spot. Interrupt Moo, but that's going to be a return Skull Bash. Interrupt for an interrupt. Seawark still holding on to Cold Snap. He could use it if he wants to. Gonna be that frozen orb onto Moo. Could be lots of damage. Big shadows into Moo. Does have a bunch of roots, so that's actually pretty good damage. But Moo has a lot of recovery, especially while the swarm is on him. And now he gets to throw a flesh swarm onto Seawark. Try to go for an invis. Not much you can do. Big bite could be an ice bug. Does go for the Cold Snap. I think it could be another ice bug for Seawark. Does choose to use it at the very last second. We are 9 minutes into this duel. 26% dampening. And Moo the cow so far has just been an absolute tank. He's just been an absolute tank of a Druid. Just absolutely not even going down in health that much. I don't think we've seen this guy beyond 50% health. Or that much far down at all. This man was setting out to go for a big old 1v5, and I think that's exactly what this guy's trying to do. I hate fighting Druids. Dude, Druids could be nuts. Especially in 1v1. Big Shackles on my addiction, and Moo just seems like he has an answer for everything. Trying to see if he can get a clone to Seawark. He's gonna get interrupted. Perfect opportunity for him just to go for a flesh scout. If only the mirror sounds that flesh scout did. If only the mirror sounds the flesh scout there. Because if he does 3 casts while mirrors are up, Third mirror is going to be a big silence as well as a root. It's going to be pretty hard hitting. It's going to be Seavark actually getting some pressure. Wait, Moo in bear form does go for maybe a frenzy regen. Going to be lots of shadows there. It looks like Seavark was getting quite a lot of pressure, dropping down the frozen orb on top of Moo, and was getting for a bunch of shatters. It looks like Moo was able to recover quite a bit. Try to see if he can go for a regrow. Seavark with not a lot of health to really work with. Does he have Triune Ward? That's about all he can really do. Nova's Moo does go for a blink. Triune Ward is up, trying to go for even more roots. Ice Nova's onto Moo with big shatter, more comets coming down, as many abilities that are hitting Moo while frozen. Some of them do damage, but not all of them are enough to take him out. Faded, getting a full kidney shot. That's going to be trinket immediately for Moo. Does he have an answer? As Faded just looking to Venthyr him down. Moo get himself a bit of a heal while in bear form. Blind comes out. It looks like Faded is going to go for a bit of a reset. Has a vanish if he wants to. Did not use Shadow Blade, so you could go with the next burst. Shadow Blades on Moo at no health at all. What's he going to do? Just had a Frenzy Regen. I think it was Emergency Frenzy Regen. So unless he has another Frenzy Regen that's an Emergency Frenzy Regen, I don't think he's surviving this one. Unless Faded just makes a mistake. Cheap shot. Shadow steps with Shadow Blades, trying to go for the most damage. Quick roar by Moo. Does it trinket it? Doesn't trinket, but trinket's late. Cheap shot into Moo. Does Moo still have defenses? Wall is up. He's gonna get him some Frenzy Regen. That's also gonna be Swarm, I think, on Moo. And Faded got himself the Shadow Strike out of stealth. Bash onto a Faded and Moo back in bear form. I think he still might be down. Wait, there goes another heal. Wait, Frenzy Regen. Quick shackles of the Malediction. It looks like Faded does take down the Druid. Yeah, there's some shackles on the bear, and there's just only so much you can do. No more roar, no more bash. All he could do is maybe go for that cyclone at the end. That is a rough one. I was trying to call big burst to NKs weren't doing anything since one growth heals that. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, you were trying to go for the that's what Frost sucks. It beats someone who can use the kicks properly. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't realize you were trying to go for the big cone of cold burst. I was wondering if that's a thing, if that could maybe work. But I think it basically just have to go for like frost bolts with ice form or something. Yeah, I was really happy that they added a bunch of new tools for Frost Mage, but I'm a little sad that you still don't see too many of them. Because they did increase their damage just a little bit. And they're really not bad, but it's just, you know, they're not optimal. Wait, Faded, actually AFK. Faded actually sleeping on a job, and Salty was able to find him. Wait, Faded! Faded! He's getting stunned up, but he's not moving. Now he's feared. Faded! Oh my god, Salty just burning right through him. Faded! Did he just let himself get bursted? Is that what Chicago maybe is saying? Yo, let me take care of it. Let me at him. I want to go enhancement. Is that what happened? Oh my god. Druids are too OP. Druids are pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say too OP. I'm not really gonna call him OP. Big Ellie Blast by Chicago. Ooh. That's a really good Ellie Blast right there. Chicago getting an interrupt onto its A. With the Shackles of Malediction, does he when you wait to interrupt it? Try to shut it here, but Chicago just walks out of it. Moves under. Oh, Chicago! Just goes through while Shackles of Malediction running circles around the Warlock. Wow. That was nutty. It looks like Sick Cuts is going to be up next. Does he make people sick with his cuts, or is he just like got the sickest cuts in the game? You know what I mean? The biggest bleeds possible. One or the other. Chicago immediately tricking the open to buy the Feral Druid. Is he a Necrolord Feral Druid, or is he like someone else, like Fae? Looks like Fae is going to be used up. The Fae Transfusion, most likely a minute-long CD. As Ghostfuls are out for Chicago with the Earth Elemental. Chicago got himself, I think, the full Ellie build, Elemental Blast build. And that's going to be a wall immunity, in fact, by Chicago. Just try to immune this. As Sick Cuts continue to spend his energy, I don't think he gets comp points from it, does he? I don't think he gets comp points. I'd be surprised if he can put a Bleeds at Chicago while he's immune. Which would be maybe a thing. I'd be kind of finding it weird. That's going to be Fleshcraft for Chicago as he's mooing. Walking around Fleshcraft and Sick Cuts. Try to see if he might be able to get himself a reset. But that Earth Elemental is just out there clobbering him. That Earth Elemental doesn't really do that much damage, but at least he'll keep Sick Cuts in combat. Yo, imagine the Earth Elemental if that had an Earthquake, dude. That would be nutty. That would be nutty. As an enhanced with Shaman, there's an Earthquake Elemental, dude. That's huge. Gonna be a quick bash on Chicago. And Sick Cuts, I think, is waiting until that 1 minute Kamoka is back up. It's gonna be kind of tough for him to deal with a Fleshcraft shield. Looks like a high enough dampening. Not too bad. As the shield breaks, but Sick Cuts does go down. With Ragnar Rock. Ragnarok? We'll call him Ragnarok. I don't know what that A is doing in front of the R, but that'll do it. That'll do it. And that's going to be some Dami out of Ragnarok playing that Night Fae with Assassination full Vendetta into Chicago. The Chicago actually has immunity. Not an immunity to magic damage though, as the Chakos is going to be full. Try to see if he can hex the rogue. It's going to be a quick fear with the hex trick inside of it. Chicago is done for. That rogue definitely did have himself a pretty good setup for a go. Big Dami out of Moo though, by the way. What is that healing? He healed for 1.2 million. Oh my god, is he running like some kind of a restoration Druid or Bear Druid Legendary or something? Does he play like the Lego where it's like when you bar skin you get friends in regen and then you get friends in regen again? What is that man playing, dude? That is the tankiest Druid I've ever seen. What is that Lego? Let me find it for you boys, just so you know that I'm like for real that this thing exists. I think it's a Guardian Lego, right? I don't really know my Druid Legos all that well. Let me go here. Do I have it? Barskin reduces damage taken by just a percent when it begins and ends in bear form. You gain Iron Fur and Friends of Regen. So you get Friends of Regen at the start, Friends of Regen at the end. So you just got to be in bear form at the end of it.